Welcome everybody to today's ecosystem working group All Hands. This is the public version of this All Hands happening every other week. I'm going to be your MC. My name is Ruben, and before we start, I would love to briefly guide you through the agenda. So I'll start with a small overview of the ecosystem working group. Then we'll go into individual spotlights around 1 minute each. Deep dives, 5 to 7 minutes each afterwards, and hopefully we will have some time for Q&A afterwards. So what's the ecosystem team's mission? Our mission is to seed the long-term growth of the decentralized web. And we do that by cultivating a wide variety of stakeholders and align them with the success of IPFS, of Filecoin, and libp2p. And in doing so, we treat them like goals. So what's Filecoin? Filecoin is a crypto-powered storage network. IPFS is what makes the web work peer-to-peer. So it's a peer-to-peer and distributed storage network. And libp2p is everything networking. So it's a modular network stack for P2P protocols, and a lot of the leading protocols in Web3 are leveraging the libp2p libraries. The wider ecosystem team hails from 6 orgs: Outercore, Filecoin Foundation, NFT.storage, Protocol Labs, Starboard, Estuary, and Filecoin Green. And all of them together, we make up the ecosystem working group. And in this conglomeration, we have more than 80 plus amazing full-time contributors, many of which are with us here today, and you will hear from. How are we organized? So our kind of ecosystem lead is Colin, and then we have a number of sub-teams led by individual ecosystem leads. If you want to engage with any of these, we have outlined their kind of contacts here. Please feel free to take a screenshot or contact us later and get in touch. So what's the kind of core strategy? How do we kind of go to market? How do we make this ecosystem a success? You see in the middle is kind of our core strategy. We engage developers, we engage builders, we then help them support and kind of spin up their projects. And if they decide to make their projects into an actual business, we then help them incubate the business, help them provide capital, etc. This is also where my team play. This kind of core strategy is then flanked by 2 other initiatives. Number 1 is ecosystem multipliers, which are the major unlocks. Dietrich and team are driving, browser strategies and larger unlocks to kind of tackle large swaths of the problem space. And then we also have to grow and expand our storage and retrieval and mining operations. In doing so, we have seen major success. We have, more than 10K developers building and engaged via hackathons. We have awarded more than 200 dev grants since April alone, and the accelerator team has done a great job in building and scaling the program, working with notable brands like Alliance, Techstars, Consensus, and so on and so forth. And this has resulted in, an explosion of projects building on our stack. In, the upcoming slides, you see many of the kind of foremost brands in Web3. So, this is just a small subset of teams that are leveraging our stack. So huge explosion in adoption that is kind of all captured in this graph that we all very much love. And that shows how much, this ecosystem has grown and continues to grow. And in this graph, we have teams ranging all the way from, early dev grants to, accelerator stage projects to Series A, C, D, and beyond. Hackathons has been one of the major unlocks on how we kind of realize this vision, with more than 70K people touched through hackathons and more than 700K awarded in prizes. Storage capacity has also grown massively. And I feel this is a slide where you sometimes really need to kind of stop and stand still and appreciate that 1% of all storage capacity in data centers globally, worldwide, in 2021 is on Filecoin, right? That's the equivalent of 4 billion 1080p movies, 1,600 Netflix movie archives, or 65,000 Wikipedias. That is a lot. That is a lot. Also, the actual storage, so how this capacity is leveraged, has been exploding. You see a lot of kind of up and to the right action across active deals and deal count. Also on the Web2 client front, we have been making major progress with more than 1,000 unique deals, and many of them, with large kind of volumes put onto the network. Now, you might wonder, what are the use cases? What is the type of data that people are putting onto our networks? We have NFTs. We are playing in metaverse and gaming. We are up from 86 million NFTs stored to 92 million stored this month. So that's a major jump. And we continue to grow through the bear market. So builders are building. And we have use cases in the video and audio vertical, consumer storage and verifiability, finance and bio, Web2 datasets, and so on and so forth.